We got a 10-point game. We're letting some people get in the chat. What up, chat? 10-point game with 2 minutes. He's the No Willingham. I am Denton Day. This has not gone the way that we had hoped. That last drive for Atlanta felt like some bailouts, felt like the defense was bailing Atlanta out, felt like the refs were bailing Atlanta out. There's a lot of things that we have some issues with that have taken place over the course of the game. But one big thing that I have an issue with, and I'm going to get on my pedestal here while the game is not being played at the moment. If you have a scenario where flags are flying and there was clear physicality between two guys, an offensive player and a defensive guy, and the offensive guy who caught the pass gets up and immediately slams the ball on the turf and is yelling and screaming because he feels like he got caught. He got caught doing something wrong. Why, as an official, would you then punish the defensive player? Because that's what happened on that third down play to Kyle Pitts. He clearly gives, I think it was Quan Martin. He gives Quan Martin the elbow. He gets up and frustrating like, oh, no, you have caught me. And the officials are like, no, we don't. You're on my fantasy team. We're giving that to you. We're giving that to the defense. That penalty's on them. Abysmal. There's going to be a lot of people in the chat, Linnell, that are going to call for the job of Joe Witt. I'm not going to do that, but I am not going to stop you from doing that in the chat, on YouTube and on Twitter. Eventually, the defensive coordinator is going to have to be held accountable. Yeah, the players need to make plays. Marshawn Lattimore has not had a good day today. Really, nobody in the defensive backfield has had a good day today. But eventually, Joe Witt is going to need to be held accountable. What are you doing as a coach to put your guys in better positions? Do you need to be relieved of play calling duties? I don't know, man. I don't know how you fix that one, because it's been now a couple games in a row where the defense has not been spectacular. They were only really spectacular last week at times when they were getting after Geno Smith, because that offensive line wasn't very good. But it's not anything in particular they did significantly. I'm going to lose my mind, Linnell, if we see another game where Bobby Wagner is in coverage at all. He shouldn't be in coverage. In the year of our Lord 2025, he's a Hall of Famer. He's not playing his way out of the Hall of Fame. We're not Tony Gonzalez here. But he can't be running with Bijan Robinson. That is destined for failure. And shocker, it failed today.
I just have nothing nice to say. So, I'm trying to collect my thoughts. I just had to delete a tweet because someone quote tweeted it and asked me, what am I doing? I'll say it here to the chat. Hello, chat.
Hi, chat.
I haven't checked the numbers yet. I don't know how many hundred, if there are 100 people in here or whoever is in here. In the real world, when you only step up to those that are clearly inferior to you, what do they call that? Sassy. In the real world, when you only step up to those that are clearly inferior to you, what do you call that? You call that being a front runner. Some may call it being soft. Others may call it being a punk. Tired of you've in the 2 weeks this year that you've played non-top 5 picking teams. You've gotten boat raced. This wasn't close defensively. I'm tired of hearing all this. I love the run and hit of the deep. You didn't run and hit shit today. What the hell did you run and hit?
Special teams.
Bouncing off of people, not making tackles. You talk about running and hitting. It takes nothing. It's a mentality to have 11 guys fly to the football on defense. No one did it. No one did it. If a guy misses a tackle, the running back shouldn't get 8-9 yards after the fact because the other 10 guys should be flowing to the football. But it's not happening.
God forbid.
Because we have a front-runner-ass defense, and all we do is talk on defense. It's so frustrating. The moment we play a credible opponent, the pass rush became non-existent. You can't cover still. Like, it's frustrating because, like, everyone else saw it but me. Everyone else saw it but me. Grant saw it. Kevin saw it. Chris saw it. Everyone thought that, I thought they had fixed the run defense. The run defense is so far from fixed, it's not even close. They got abused on the ground. What were the third down numbers, Denton? The third down numbers tell the entire story.
I think
and it's crazy because Joe Witt gave out that stat this week.
I think it was.
6 of 11.
6 of 11.
There was 6 of 11 on third down. Their average yard to go was 3.8. That means you're giving up 6 and 7 yards on first and second down to a group that didn't even have a play. It felt like in Carolina territory last week in the second half.
Honestly, I'm stunned that there was even 11 third downs the way they were having success on second. You talk about missing tackles. Someone's going to have to explain to me like I'm an idiot how Tyler Algier scored on a play where he was touched behind the line of scrimmage.
Vaughn, make the tackle. The other 10 guys, fly to the ball. It's crazy. We stand there and watching. And now Debo gets to pad his stats for his contract year. Whatever team's going to overpay him this offseason.
Hey, he's on my fantasy team. Chill out over there. If the Eagles aren't throwing to A.J. Brown, at least let somebody throw to Debo here. I agree with you, though, 100%. Defensively, this was a piss-poor performance. And, we've liked Joe Witt because Joe Witt is a likable individual when he does press availabilities. He's a fun guy to listen to. He's charismatic. Like, there's a lot of really good things about him. But this was abysmal.
There's no other way to put it. Like, it's an embarrassing effort.
God, there's Eagles fans in here. So Washington right now is kicking a field goal. They just made a field goal.
Oh, guess what? We have no timeouts because we suck at managing the clock.
That actually I didn't dislike. Dan Quinn actually handled that the way he was supposed to.
You have no timeouts.
You have no timeouts, but you want to force as many plays before the 2-minute warning as possible to give yourself the most amount of time. So he actually did that well. The problem was the defense just then allowed for them to get a touch-and-go field goal. So that was the one thing that Dan Quinn, round of applause. So they kick a field goal now to go for an onside kick to now have a minute 27 to go get a touchdown. A minute 29, rather, to go to get a touchdown. This is Dan Quinn actually doing an okay job when it comes to clock management. But you now have to get the onside kick. The problem with this philosophy is that you have to get the onside kick. And I honestly, Linnell, I couldn't tell you the last time Washington got an onside kick.
Me either. But here's my thing, too. We got to have a real conversation about the secondary.
It's terrible.
It's not Joe Witt's fault. What the hell do you want Joe Witt to call? Stop coming in. I'm literally going to read the next comment about Joe Witt. What is Joe Witt supposed to do? You play man, they can't cover. You play zone, they don't get a pass rush, it can't cover. What the hell is he supposed to call? What is Joe Witt Jr. supposed to do? Everyone's such a damn genius in the chat. I'm thinking we can call out, because you know the coach by name, you can call him out and it means something. That means squat. Half of you don't even know what the hell you're looking at. How the hell is it Joe Witt's fault? How? It's the scheme? That's the problem? No. Marshawn Lattimore is old as crap. Can't run with anybody. Couldn't check me man-to-man. Mikey Sanders still is a baby and not fast. Can't run with folks. But their job becomes harder when our premier pass rush that leads the NFL in quarterback pressures, when they're not getting home, which they don't do against good teams, you see what happens. This defensive line, for the second time in 4 weeks, got punked. That's the last time an onside kick's been recovered?
Yeah, it was 5 years ago.
We haven't had an
4 years ago.
It's since 2021.
They didn't get the onside kick. Atlanta's going to run the clock out. Washington's going to fall to 2-2. They don't have any timeouts. They can't stop. They're going to fall to 2-2. So this game, we are officially now in post-game mode. You're right, though, Linnell. I don't understand. What the hell is Joe Witt supposed to do? I was late to the party with Marshawn Lattimore and people recognizing that Marshawn Lattimore is not very good, because I fell for it a little bit against New York. I thought they played well against New York. I thought he played well against New York. He got his lunch money taken today. They were targeting him. There was a point in time, this is going to sound crazy to those that aren't massive NFL fans that don't watch across the league. There was a point in time where Marshawn Lattimore was a top 5 corner. He was legitimately really, really good in New Orleans. I would give up a lot of things in my life to get that version of Marshawn Lattimore back. because he is very much not that. He can't cover deep. He can't cover short intermediate. I will say one of the big issues that I do have with Joe Witt in particular, like it felt like on third and shorts, like with that third down on that final drive for Atlanta, the final real drive, a big-time third down, Bijan Robinson is wide open.
Yeah.
He just runs a little like, I'm coming out of the backfield and I'm going to stop. He is wide open. They're playing like 8 yards off the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 4. That you can't do, but guys have to be better. Like Joe Witt is coaching for his job now the next couple of weeks. That is accurate because someone's going to fall on the sword. You can't just revamp your entire defensive backfield. If they could, they kind of tried to do that with the Marshawn Lattimore trade. But he's going to be the one falling on the sword. Guys have to make plays. They need to start playing for their coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's just hard, man. When you're getting your ass whipped up front, and like let's not. We can talk about the secondary all day long. Michael Penix was untouched most of the afternoon. Dorrance Armstrong. We talked about you having a career high pressure rate to start the year. People stop talking about the game plan. They don't get home. They don't execute anything they run. Relied on a 4-man rush way too often on third down. I would love to go look at NFL Pro and the breakdowns of how much they blitzed on third down. Doubts that's the case. But here's the other thing. They're not good at blitzing.
They can't blitz.
They're not a good blitzing team. Our linebacker, we try to run around people instead of running through people. That's our problem. Jai God the myth. Wags on 7 is a fireable offense. Did you see what happened on the play? He got caught up in traffic because Bobby Wagner got influenced by whatever it was in front of him. That's on Bobby. Get out to your spot. Don't get caught up in traffic. You're a damn 15-year vet. You should know everything.
I don't know. I don't know if there's a spot he could be in where I trust him running with Bijan Robinson. That's just, like you just can't put him on Bijan Robinson. It's
going to happen though. He's a linebacker. Who's he going to cover? Y'all talk about getting mad at him covering Bijan. He can't cover me. Maybe he shouldn't be playing all obvious passing downs. We heard all this about 58, Jordan McGee. Where the hell is Jordan McGee?
Where's Caden Moderno? Like all this speed. Where's Ali Cahoe? Like where's all the speed at the linebacker position? Where's Tyler Owens? Surely one of these guys can defend a running back or a tight end because it wasn't just Bijan. He was on Kyle Pitts at certain points too. And like Kyle Pitts against a linebacker is going to be a win for Kyle Pitts. They need speed on defense. It feels like they don't have speed on defense. This is kind of what happens. The hands are tied in terms of roster building because Ron did such a shitty job for 4 years. And they made some trades, didn't have draft picks. These 1-year mercenary contracts suck, man. They suck. You don't have anyone to build around. You don't have a core right now on defense. Yeah. And that to me is very like if things go sideways, right? Things don't go well. Who do you actually want back on the team next year defensively? There's not a lot of guys. You can point to a bunch of different guys and say, I don't like any of them. I would like to upgrade here. If you don't have a core on defense, I don't know how you expect to play well. And when your quarterback gets hurt, because Jaden is so much better than Marcus, like so much better than Marcus. With respect to Marcus, he's a fine player, but he's not Jaden Daniels. When your quarterback gets hurt and can't bail you out on defense, you have what you had today. Yeah. Which is just not able to stop Michael Penix. He gave him the best game of his career. Not able to stop Bijan Robinson. I mean, if he didn't go, I don't have the numbers up. I'm pulling them up now, Linnell. If he didn't go for 200 total yards, I don't know how. Because he was doing anything at will. It felt like in the second half, this was a kind of performance where if Atlanta really, really wanted to, they could have named their score. And for whatever reason, they just decided to play a little bit more conservative, and it didn't really matter.
It's just hard to come up with words to describe
Bijan Robinson had 181 yards from scrimmage, 106 yards on through the air, and 75 on the ground. I'm pissed because I had him at 77.5 on the ground, and they started giving it to Tyler Algier, whatever.
Explosives,
you just don't stop anybody.
Just gave up too many explosives.
Like read the list of explosive plays.
So it was Bijan Robinson run, a Tyler Algier run for 14 and 19 apiece.
It felt like every Drake London play, if it wasn't an explosive play, it was a big catch on third down.
Yeah, 43 yards.
They just couldn't stop him.
43-yard explosive for him. Bijan had a 69-yarder. Pitts had a 26-yarder. It's too much, man. It's frustrating because, this is what everyone kept saying all week is This is going to be Atlanta's get-right game potentially, and so on and so forth, and they've got good weapons. I just think it's embarrassing to be the team that gives a lifeless group confidence. It's a bad, bad spot to be in, honestly.
That's what Washington's defense has been for years.
Yeah.
They were just bailed out because they were kind of that last year too, which that's why people are so frustrated with Joe Witt, because we are told that the guys were so much better and that this was going to be the year, and then it hasn't been the year. Like some of those creative things. Remember the first 2 weeks of the season, they were doing this bit on third downs where everybody was standing, and it was so confusing for opposing quarterbacks. Haven't seen that one in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have made a big difference today. I mean, that's just sleight of hand more than anything else, but I haven't seen that one in 2 weeks. Where's the creativity?
Couldn't get this is I want you to read this tweet because damn Nick Ackridge. I mean seriously, like, we don't tackle. It's frustrating because, like, I thought things were fixed. I thought because the way you played in 2 out of the first 3 weeks, I thought that's who you were. The more and more data we get, I think we're going to find out the Packers game is closer to who we are on defense. Not the Raiders game where you suffocated them. Not the Giants game where you made them look like an actual NFL team. I think you may be bad on defense.
Speaking of the Giants might upset the team that Washington plays next week.
Well, good thing is they'll be without their starting 2 tackles next week.
Yes, Joe Alt went down. I do want to talk a little bit about the offense. The run game yet again was good. They just did not run the football enough. They had 22 carries.
Yeah.
22 carries, 147 yards at 6.7 yards a pop. Now, some of those, that Chris Rodriguez long carry, Marcus had a 20-yarder in there. So that does impact the average a little bit. But it felt like Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, every time he touches the ball, it's positive yardage. It felt like, to an extent, most times that Chris Rodriguez touched the ball with some sort of positive yardage. Jeremy McNichols touched the ball twice. I guess they just didn't have trust in Jeremy McNichols. But it's very clear, Linnell, in looking at these numbers, Krosky-Merritt is the best running back. He's the most consistent running back. His numbers aren't inflated by a big-time run. I don't believe he has touched the ball more than 10 times in a game. Why is that? And if your argument is, well, he's not good at pass protection, my brother and sister in Christ, if you're good on first and second down, you don't really need your starting running back in massive pass protection spots. You just don't.
Correct.
If he's good enough to get you into third and shorts or potentially not even get to third downs, first, second reset, you're going to be okay. Give the ball to the best running back. He's clearly the best. He is the most agile. He has the best vision, jump cuts, runs through contact.
Yeah.
He's clearly the best running back. For the love of all that is holy, give him the football more. You cannot be in a position where you're only getting 7 touches. What is the point?
And here's my other thing. You lack such pop on the perimeter that I'm now in a spot where I'm probably lining Bill up at wide receiver. I'm putting him in the slot. I'm lining him up as a wing. Football on offense is not hard. You just got to get your best players the ball. I think I tweeted it at a certain point, and then like 10 straight plays, it was Debo and Bill. Those are your most 2 dynamic weapons right now on offense when you're minus McLaurin. Just get them the ball. Find different ways. Screen. Direct snap. Do whatever you got to do to get them the football, because every time they touch it, Denton, Debo, 6 catches, 72 yards. Guess how many times you targeted him? 6 times. What does that mean? Get his ass the ball. I'm so tired. Like, we outsmart ourselves offensively sometimes. Like, Cliff, you had 22 carries. You're averaging 6.7 a pop. I don't give a damn. The game was never out of reach to where you had to go away from the run game, and none of your backs had 10 carries apiece. No back eclipsed 10 carries because you're not doing it enough. And it's frustrating because I know you had some penalties that put you behind the sticks. So it's not all on Cliff, but damn.
Our biggest question in our pregame show, Linnell, which you hear every week here on YouTube and on radio. Our biggest question on pregame was who is going to step up to make big plays with Debo and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. And you know what the answer was? Not a single person. Literally not a single person. I mean, Chris Rodriguez had 1 run. That was an explosive. If you look at, like, if you pull those numbers back up real quick on our screen, you pull these numbers back up, look at the receiving yards. Debo had 72. Luke McCaffrey had 21.
That's my point.
Zach Ertz had 21. Jalen Lane had, 18. Tay Martin had 14. Chris Moore didn't catch a single pass. I'm kind of done with Chris Moore, by the way.
That was such an egregious drop.
I'm done. I
get the DB made a play, but
I love the number 19. I think the number 19 looks sick in burgundy and gold. That's just a general something about me that you should know. I love the number 19. I root for people that wear number 19. Why? I don't really know. I just think it looks cool. I'm all the way done on him. You cannot tell me with a straight face that Ja'Cory Brooks is worse. You can't. He's not great blocking. He cannot catch the football. You cannot tell me that Ja'Cory Brooks is worse. At the very least, there is the Pandora's box element with Ja'Cory Brooks that maybe, just maybe, there's something there. We know what Chris Moore is. I'm good. I don't need to see it anymore. We got to start a prayer circle immediately, if not sooner, for Terry McLaurin's quad/oblique/hip flexor, whatever the damn injury is, because we've heard like 6 different things over the course of the week. Whatever it is, we need to start a prayer circle to get that thing healthy. Does anybody know any voodoo artists? Witchcraft? I don't know. I don't really dabble with the witchcraft stuff. My faith is placed elsewhere. But we need to start a prayer circle to get Terry McLaurin back, because you can't do this again. You can't have this kind of performance again offensively where nobody outside of number 1 can make an explosive play.
You know what's the most damning part of it all? Terry held out because you refused to pay him. You refused to pay him because you were arrogant enough to think you could function without him. And now he's hurt because he didn't practice all training camp. And now you see you can't function without him. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. Doc Walker said it last week, get your business done before Labor Day next time, please, so guys don't get hurt.
Get the business done before the 4th of July.
Yeah, you should have had him in here.
Like he needs to be there at training camp. If you want to miss OTAs, fine, whatever. You got to be there at training camp. And if you're not sure if this is going to work, go get another wide receiver.
Maybe.
Go get another. Like, you got Debo, sick, awesome. Go get somebody else.
It's embarrassing, bro.
Because you can't trust Noah Brown. You can't. He is going to be synonymous with this organization because he had the Hail Mary catch. And thank God for that. If you got it on a T-shirt, sick. If you got it on a Christmas ornament, sick. The holiday season's coming up. Thank God for that. What else has he done? And you went into this season with him being wide receiver number 3 or 2.5 because we didn't really know what Debo was going to be. It's the way that they built this roster right now is embarrassing, and the game like this is the showcase of it because nobody outside of Debo was a reliable target.
At all.
Like, Luke had 2 catches. Zach Ertz had 2 catches.
This is how flustered we are. 2 dudes that just care all about social media. We didn't even make our post-game reaction video. I did at least.
I mean, I'm gonna be looking in the parking lot like, never mind. It's going to be embarrassing out there. I'm going to be full-blown crashing out in the parking lot because this team, they sold me a false bill of hope. False bill of hope because I was told they were going to be good on defense. They're not. I was told that even with or without Terry, they got guys. They're going to be creative. They're going to run the football, and they did not do that to a level that I thought was necessary. 22 carries, averaging nearly 7 yards a carry, and you didn't do it more.
Point blank. And, I think that's probably the most frustrating part about today. But, when we go back and, watch the game and, chart it and things of that nature, Denton, I think we're going to see – the sun got in his eyes so bad.
Yeah.
That would have been a hell of a catch. I think we're going to see that, Washington's early down penalties that they had – and I got to go back and look at the penalty numbers because it felt like there were less than were actually called.
A million.
Yeah. But it probably wasn't even that much. It was only 6. There was 6 accepted penalties for 50 yards. I think there were more called than that.
And there was a couple plays where there was 2.
Yeah.
And that only counts for 1. You know what also is going to be something that you and I are going to have to deal with and fans are going to have to deal with? It's not just us. It's you guys too. There are going to be people that say, well, they only lost by a score. So, what's the problem?
Yeah.
I would have just encouraged everybody to, watch the game. Did it ever really feel like this was just a 1-score game in the second half?
Yeah.
It felt like every time Washington made a big-time play, Atlanta would immediately respond.
So
it just felt like they were toying, the commercial. Oh, got to be quicker than that.
Yeah, literally.
Got to be quicker than that.
So, I have the numbers from the third quarter. Just totally ugly. They were from Nikki Javala. I
think Atlanta had nearly 200 net yards in the third quarter.
169 yards, 7 first downs in the third quarter. Just baffling.
I don't even know if Washington had 7 first downs for the game. If they did, some of them came in garbage time.
Yeah. I just don't know. I I just don't know what to do with the defense because it's like you're not getting new players, pal. Like you're stuck with who you have. Marshall Lattimore is not going to age in reverse, right? Quan Martin's not going to just turn into a good football player all of a sudden. That's the other thing we've done. Dan Quinn, remember, guys, when he consistently is talking about you, it's because he doesn't have confidence in you. They hyped up Quan Martin all damn offseason. Quan Martin, through the first 4 weeks, has been abysmal. Sorry, hadn't been good enough. Getting beat over the top, not making plays in coverage, missing tackles, getting ran over. Ashley Genty ran his ass over like 6 times last week. I don't know. Maybe I'm too emotional at the moment, and I'm not giving good analysis.
I'm emotional. There is something in the chat that I feel like needs to be highlighted. It does feel like all those penalties came on passing downs. Because we can't cover. Was there a penalty on a run play? I don't know that there was for Washington. All of them were on passing downs because they can't cover. They're flipping hips the wrong way. They're grabbing jerseys. They're doing the prom pose. They're doing a litany of different things, and none of which are defending the actual pass. Some of it was officiating bailout. I didn't think the officials were great. That is not what cost Washington the football game, though. Defensively, they have to be better. When you come into the season with expectations of being a championship team, and this is both a blessing and a burden, and we're seeing the burden element of this now. When you come into the season with the idea that we are a championship-level team, and then you play like ass on defense through the first 4 weeks of the season, there's going to be a correct feel within the fan base that things are not going well. And it eventually is going to have to be more than just like podium talk. They're really good at podium talk. Dan Quinn's good at the podium. His presser today, I'm sure, is going to be great.
Yeah.
Joe Witt is good at the podium. On Thursday, can't wait for it. It's going to sound really good.
Talkers.
But you're going to have to defend. You're like actually going to have to take that podium talk and put it on the field. The team that you're playing is now looking for a get-right game next week because they just lost officially to the Giants. The Chargers fell 21-18. They are now in a position where next week is a get-right game for them the same way that Atlanta was. Now, according to Ian Rappaport, Jaden's going to be good to go next week. Thank God. The Lord is coming down and blessing us because clearly we need it.
Here's the thing, though, pal. You have Jaden. You have Michael Vick. If they can't separate on the outside, it's going to look the same on offense. Now, while I give Jaden credit, he's more mobile than Mariota is. He would have gotten out of some of the situations that Marcus was in today because he's just faster. But, like, they got a wide receiver problem, bro. Dudes can't separate. And when they do separate, right, the protection blows and breaks down up front. So, I don't know, man. They look like they're in a world of hurt right now without Terry McLaurin. And defensively, like, I have no optimism. None. There's nobody walking through that door. Is Jonathan Jones going to walk through the door and save the day? You're going to bench Marshawn for Jonathan Jones? Do we bench him for Eric Benogany? I don't even know what to do. They can't play man. They can't play zone. I don't know, man.
Where are the all-pros? Where's Luvu? That guy was an all-pro last year. Where is he? Bobby Wagner had a turning the clock back year last year. Well, I know where he is. He's behind Bijan Robinson and sprinting for help.
Yeah,
he looks like Drewski in that skit where he's running in the hallway, just not chasing the guy at all. He's a Hall of Famer. He's one of the best linebackers of a generation, legitimately.
But damn, he needs to play less. He needs to play less.
In obvious passing downs, he should not be in coverage.
Point blank.
If you know it's an obvious passing down, blitz him.
And you know what else helps you out? And there's the thing, though, when you blitz him and if he doesn't get home, it's like he's good at blitzing, so I'll give you that. But, like, you got to earn the right to get into these obvious passing downs, man. They were getting their ass kicked on first and second to where you can't just pin your ears back.
I guess who's going to run the football a lot? Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. If you don't think Marion Hampton is licking his chops, getting ready for you next week, you got another thing coming. The only thing you got in your favor next week is that you're going up against the practice squad offensive line.
Yeah, both tackles likely. We'll see what the official diagnosis is as we get closer, but there is reason to believe that both tackles for Los Angeles, their starting tackles will not be available, which does, maybe they'll look more like the Raiders. They went the entire offseason, and we talked about this a ton. Get a game wrecker. Didn't get a game wrecker. Their fix was a 1-year contract for Dietrich Wise, who then gets hurt, and he's not going to be back. More likely than not. Maybe he stays. I don't know. I'm getting ahead of myself. And they decide Von Miller at 36 years old, and Von Miller cannot play the run. He's a liability on run defense.
Can't even tackle.
And he can't.
I mean, that was him play. I mean, it's his tackle.
He got a tackle. He can't even get to the quarterback. Like, we're 4 games in. I think he has one singular sack. And he was the big fix. The approach of roster building is now biting Washington in the ass right now, because when you're not performing well, you don't have anywhere else to turn. And save me any sort of next man up mentality, because if the next man up was so good, they would have already been playing, because most of the guys that are playing right now are struggling.
Point blank, I'm literally right now as we speak. Well, I guess I don't have his number. I got to go slide in his DM. I'm actively trying to reach out to Fred Smoot. I need a professional defensive back to tell me why we can't cover motion. What is it going to take? Please, Fred. Sean Springs is probably going to be on with Kevin first segment tomorrow. I mean, just get me someone that can answer the questions as to why we can't cover motion to save our life. They can send me a motion across the formation. 5-yard completion. Key third down. Big play that screws the defense. It's all bad.
And honestly, you know what else I'm upset about? If you're going to see that, right? You're going to see the motion, and the motion is just becoming completely disruptive. If you're Cliff Kingsbury, why are you then not implementing more motion? You're watching motion literally dissect the defense. Wow, it makes life so easy for the quarterback. Why would you not then implement it more? Frustrating all around.
I just don't get it.
Eventually, we have to give out game balls, Linnell. Do you even want to do game balls? Like, we're supposed to be we are a society. We're supposed to have order here. I don't know. This is going to be just an anarchy-filled postgame show, because I don't even know who we would give a game ball to. Like, Mikey had a pick. Sick. They didn't do anything.
He also got picked on. So
I mean, Matt Gay was good. You know.
I don't know.
Did they fix the kicker issue?
Matt Gay, though. Matt Gay. Maybe that's lost in all of this. Matt Gay played well.
He played well.
Matt Gay did everything he could to keep you in this game.
I think it's 5 in a row.
Yeah.
Man's on fire. That's about it, though. Like, Marcus wasn't spectacular. The guy had 37 yards in the first half. You know, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt was good, but he only had 7 carries. I feel like it's giving a game ball to a guy that didn't score a touchdown and only had 7 carries is a little goofy. I don't think of myself as a goof. Somebody disagree in the chat, but I don't think of myself as a goof.
Yeah.
I don't know who you would give a game ball to.
Debo Samuel, I'd give a game ball to.
I give a game ball to Debo because he's on my fantasy team. Thank you, Debo.
Maybe
Eddie Goldman, but, like, he was part of the run defense.
Yeah. Ben Sinnott had some good blocks.
He was blocking his ass off.
He also had a key holding that put us way behind the sticks.
They don't throw to him, but, he blocked his ass off.
Well, passing offense is gone. We can't throw the ball without Terry. Oh, my gosh. Look, it's a snobby Eagle fan on the way out.
Eagles chance.
Getting chanted at. At least they have on jersey of the jersey of the passenger, Jalen Hurts.
Who does not throw to the one guy that I have on my fantasy team.
Well, yeah. So, forget the game balls. Let's just go straight gassers.
I mean, honestly.
No, I'm joking.
Who deserves the most gassers? Who can get in shape? Is there any amount of can we sign them up? Where did Terry do yoga? Do they do Pilates? Can we get some muscles lengthened? Pause. Can we get some agility added to some of these guys on defense? Please.
We just look old.
They're lost.
We look old and slow on defense.
Remember in the offseason when everyone was like, man, this Washington team's really old, and this Washington team's really old, and it was like nonstop. And we were like, hey, they're still good. It doesn't really matter. People were right. The haters were correct on that one. They are old and they cannot run. Who can run on defense?
Dude, Bobby is slow as hell. I might be faster than Bobby. You, realistically speaking, you may be faster than Bobby.
Honestly, I might need to run a 40.
He's white.
Hey, I'm fast for a white guy.
Like he may be faster.
That was a quote that was sent to me. It was my biggest accomplishment as a track and field runner in high school. A guy came up to me after a race, said, "You're fast for a white dude," and I was like, "Thank you, I appreciate that."
I just don't know. I don't know what to say about this.
I'm hoping through humor, people. There's a whole fridge of liquor of alcohol behind us.
Well, there are THC infused beers behind us. I wonder how many of those Joe Witt had before today. Now I'm just doing the bit. I'm leaning into the bit because you guys are talking about Joe Witt. Now I'm talking about Joe Witt. This is why maybe this is why Toby hosts the post game show. because I'm just too overreactionary. I don't know what to say right now. Like, it is hard for me to, like, genuinely compile thoughts because, like, I just swore up and down. I made a whole post about it, about how we're so much better stopping the run. And then they come in here and put their foot up our ass. Oh. And the thing is, no one's coming to help.
Would it feel better if Dan Quinn takes play calling duties? Like, would that make any sort of positive impact?
The Eagles fan just told us to take care. You think he means that? You think that guy means what he said to us?
I think he means you personally.
Probably.
He's like, don't break into that fridge behind you.
Yeah.
You guys got to drive.
That makes this all worse.
Would it be any? Is it any sort of difference? Is there any comfort in the idea of Dan Quinn taking over play calling? Because he was really good at that in Seattle. He was pretty good at that in Dallas. Don't look at that last game, but he was pretty good at that in Dallas. Is it time for him to take over for play calling duties? Because Joe Witt clearly, even if you don't think Joe Witt is 100% to blame, and he's not 100% to blame. Anyone suggesting that is wrong. But he's like 50. Yeah, there's a lot of percentages that belong to Joe Witt in the blame here. Do you take play calling away from him? That might be what needs to be done.
Maybe we're not teaching it right. Because I'm telling you, bro, someone just said Joe Witt is only as good as his talent. I agree with that. You only have one real corner out there, I think. I think it's Trey Amos.
And it's the rookie. It's the guy that's only played 4 NFL games.
It's kind of how I'm looking at it. I just don't know, man. We're in a rough spot on defense because it only gets more difficult in terms of the passing offenses that you play. You all talking crap about Dallas, about how Dallas is this, Dallas is that. They don't even need CeeDee Lamb. They're going to carve us up defensively. We can't cover anybody. That's my frustration.
Anybody.
Literally, the moment someone goes in motion, you can book it to completion. You know what I'm going to bet on next week? First quarter receiving yards for Quentin Johnston or Keenan Allen. Because it just seems like, I don't know. I've DM'd Fred Smoot. We'll see if he responds. I guess I need to reach out to Sean Springs, too.
I'm pretty sure they don't work for the team.
I don't know.
It's just brutal, man. This was. There were a couple of different ways. This is probably the worst I've felt after a 7-point loss because I'm smart enough to know that it was never really a one-possession game in the second half.
Feels like Green Bay.
Dan Quinn was just trying to do the analytic bit, and he did it better than Ron did. So, that's a moral victory in and of itself. But this just was not the kind of feeling that I was hoping to have after this game. And it leaves you wondering as you get to now the tough opponents on the schedule. You played the easy portion. This was a part of the easy portion. Everyone else is now really, really good. Like, really, really good. It's going to be tough, man.
Chargers.
Somebody tweeted us, and they're like, is there any fresh talent defensively on the practice squad? No. There is not.
Yeah. It's tough.
They don't have depth at it. There's not like this corner that's a hidden gem that's going to be the Kurt Warner of defensive backs. There's not like a pass rusher that's a hidden gem that's going to be the Kurt Warner of pass rushers. There's not a wide receiver there. Maybe Ja'Cory Brooks. Like, he might be the one that you're holding on to, just a sliver of hope that maybe he becomes somebody if he actually gets the call, which, again, I'm good on Chris Moore. I'm done.
Yeah.
All good. Put the guy up there. Put the Louisville rookie up there and just see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Tomorrow, 4-7 on the Team 980. Please tune in to me. I will have a lot more calculated thoughts because right now I'm an emotional wreck who feels like an absolute moron right now. I swore up and down Washington would win today. I didn't think it was possible. I thought we were tougher than that. I just can't believe, like, Javon Kinlaw, Payne, like, damn, dog, y'all only play well against bums?
Yes.
2 out of the 4 weeks, the D-line is dominated. Also, 2 out of the 4 weeks, the D-line has sucked. Frankie Louvu can't tackle. Tired of saying he can. I mean, you want to talk about a first year.
Where is my tribal chief? I haven't found him.
Yeah, he's turning into Solo Sokoa. That's what he's turning into.
Found him. My final thought here, this is just a general thought because I see a comment in the chat saying, go get DJ Moore. Somebody has probably said in the chat, go get Tyreek Hill. Go get Jalen Waddle. Do not do that. You have to build the roster now.
Don't give away any more picks.
You can't just start giving away picks. They gave it for Laramie Tunsil, but Tunsil's been good. Not great, but good. They gave it away for Deebo Samuel. He's been the best offensive player through the first 4 games of the season because he's the only one that's played all 4. You gave up picks for Marshawn Lattimore. Swing and a miss. I'm good on giving up picks. You have to build the core of the roster right now. They don't have that.
Unless you're going to get Denzel Ward because the Browns have decided that they suck, I'm not giving away picks.
I'm not giving
I
away
would
picks.
trade for Denzel Ward, though. Just saying.
I'm not. I love Jalen Waddle. I think Jalen Waddle would be the better guy in this offense than Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
Personality-wise in the locker room as well. But I'm not giving up a bunch of picks. We are not in with the Rams. When the Rams were F them picks, we are not in the F them picks territory.
No, we actually need all of those
We need all of the picks to get to a position where you can have guys like an Aaron Donald. Because you can only do the F them picks thing when you got a quarterback in Stafford, a couple good wide receivers in Cooper Kupp and at the time Odell Beckham, and one really, really good defensive player in Aaron Donald. They had other guys too, but it was really Aaron Donald.
Jason makes a good point. Trading Deebo for a 5th. I would rather have Deebo than the 5th round pick we could have got. Deebo seems like a keeper. Deebo's too expensive, though. You're not going to be able to retain him. Enjoy him while you have him. He's gone at the end of the year. We all knew that.
Unless he wants to take a hometown discount, please, sir.
Yeah, but why would you do that to play with it? I just feel like I'm going to keep saying mean things about the defense. I just don't know what the problem is there. Like, I think we can – is it fair to call it a scheme problem if the same thing keeps beating you?
I don't know.
Because you can't play man. You can't play zone. I don't know what to say about it.
Yeah, it's been bad. What has not been bad is at least this was entertaining. So I hope you guys had fun for 40 minutes hanging out with us. You got any final thoughts before we wrap up? You can catch Linnell tomorrow, Team 980, 4 to 7 p.m. Eastern time. Final thoughts before you go back and rewatch this hellhole of a game?
Yeah, we got out of September 2-2. That matters. When you do not care about the preseason or training camp the way Washington didn't, you got out of the first month 500. That's good. That's the only positive takeaway I have right now. Is that you're 2-2. And people, Jaden may be back next week. I didn't want to why put him out there and force him to run for his life because the receivers can't get open?
Yeah.
Omega, yeah, I said it. OMG, yeah, I said it. Why don't you tweet at him and ask him? I mean, holy hell. And it's like,
all right, we're out of here. Here's Linnell Willingham. I'm Denton Day at the Denton Day. We'll be at Honor Brewing next week, but it's going to be the one in Sterling. So come hang out with us.
Oh, great. You'll get embarrassed at another nice, fine establishment.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, we're out of here. Enjoy the rest of the football game. Go enjoy the Ravens and the Chiefs. We're done.